channel.
Hey, you know what time it is, No Purse fam? Welcome everyone to another episode to Beat Down, the segment and channel where two worlds collide. I am your host, Class. And if you guys enjoy our content, you know what you can do. You can share, you can like, or you can subscribe to our channel. Anyways, moving on. This month we had a few characters have their debut, and one particular character happened to kind of shine the brightest in the DC comic realm, and that happens to be Aquaman's, I want to say, better half. So I figured, hey, why not do an episode on her? So I'll be representing right now DC Comics Mera.
Stop this madness.
All right, now let's get into the brief origin story of Mera. Okay, Mera is from a fictional underwater colony of Xebel, and Xebel was once a member of the Atlantean Empire. However, after a series of conflicts, Xebel was cast out of the Atlantis and sent into another dimension, originally only accessible through the Bermuda Triangle. The Xebel and the Atlanteans were in constant war. Because Mera is from Xebel, she has the unusual ability to slip through the dimensional barriers that keep her and her people separated from the rest of the world. Wanting their freedom, Xebel and its king devise a plot to send Mera through the dimensional barrier. Once on the other side, Mera is to kill the king. She meets Aquaman and instead of ending his life, grows a relationship with him that becomes love. Realizing they were similar, she decides to join him on his quest to make peace with the two worlds in constant war. She makes this decision because of the message her mother left through water, wanting her only one wish for her daughter to be happy and not to be silent bride as arranged. And that is the brief origin story of Mera, the Queen of Atlantis. Now, let's talk about the powers, abilities, and feats. Superhuman strength, she can at least lift up to 70 tons. Superhuman swimming speed faster than Aquaman himself. That's pretty good. Superhuman jump, superhuman durability, enhanced senses, immortality, underwater adaptation, skilled assassin, leader as well. All right, here are some of her weapons. She has a trident herself, a device to see the source of life everywhere. That's impressive. Tear of extinction, a tube made by life source magic and technology itself. This is a droplet of death. That's interesting, right? And she also had at one point the Red Lantern power ring. Animated, a Red Lantern can will things to move how she wants. The Red Lantern ring can also caustic effect. Red Lantern power can damage and drain away the power of other lanterns, almost like poison. Energy projection. The rings can also project beams, form protective bubbles, force fields, and can fire destructive blasts. The attack often come from the mouth from a red lantern. Energy constructs. The rings can construct anything the wearer can imagine, from hard light energy, as long as they are willing to make it. Mirages. The ring can create mirages along with illusions. She has the ability of flight, communicator, temperature control, electromagnetic scanning, and open wormholes and warps. Here are some of her feats. Rip a tank cannon off the cap and toss it into a helicopter. Send Superman flying one time with one of her punches. Took a punch from Wonder Woman's Black Lantern. Faster than Aquaman, able to move at supersonic speed, considered to be Mach 5, able to hold billions of tons of water from crushing Atlantis. She sparred with the JL characters like Cyborg, Batman, The Flash, Superman, Wonder Woman, and 2 Green Lanterns. Defeated Ocean Master herself, and defeated a fire troll by creating her own water type avatar. Fought against the 5-dimensional being known as, I think his name is Meekster or something like that. It's a very complicated name to pronounce. Alright, so let's get into the end game, how Mera would be able to beat Namor in this fight. There are a couple arguments to be made here. For example, let's talk about that impressive feat where she was able to carry the mass amount of water before crushing Atlantis. Now, that's saying something because the population of the Earth is like, what, 70% of water, and being able to carry that massive amount of water and being able to hold it from being able to crush a civilization, it's gotta say something, which means that she could probably use that same ability to crush Namor with that tremendous amount of water power or pressure. Now, of course, Namor is a water guy. That's a given, but I believe that amount of pressure, 70% of the water population coming right at you, that's got to do some kind of severe damage to you regardless of how you feel. Another thing we can make as an argument is that she's able to take the water out of certain superhuman beings. So maybe she can drain Namor of his water during a battle and get down to it with him. One-on-one, draining his water, maybe there's a chance she can weaken him and then throw him down in that kind of particular way. Okay, a couple of other points I'll make is that Mera has a very interesting defense. She has the water for shielding and stuff like that. So I do believe any kind of attacks that Namor might try to throw on her, she still has a lot more powers to it. And there's also the wild card where she can add the green or the red lantern ring to her arsenal and throw down with Namor in that way. Namor is strong, but against a lantern ring with Mera's powers combined together, there's no way he could be able to defeat her in that particular way. Another thing is, if she wanted to throw the Hail Mary of all Hail Marys, she could use the Extinction of Life on Namor. I think Namor is strong, but the Extinction of Life being thrown at you, it could probably destroy and end Namor in this particular way and give Mera the victory in this sense. And the last point I'll make is that Mera, in order to probably get the advantage or win this fight, she could probably take Namor to her neck of the woods, which happens to be the Bermuda Triangle in the other dimension. If she happens to take him there, she has a very more upper advantage in that fight. Now, the reason I say this is because she has a lot of friends in that particular area. On top of that, she is familiar with the area itself, which Namor isn't. Namor hasn't been there. Namor's been in other parts of the ocean, but another dimensional Bermuda Triangle ocean, I don't think so. So put him in that environment, use her trident, use her friends to help her out during the fight, and she might have the advantage to win this fight and claim victory on this. Alright, and now I'll be representing on Marvel Comics end, Namor.
Any who enter the waters will face my wrath. Imperious Rex!
Alright, since I mentioned the brief origin story before, I'm going to let class from the past discuss it. In the beginning, an origin story time is kind of a love story. So, in the beginning, an explorer named Leonard Mackenzie went to go explore with his crew, and eventually they get caught up with a big rock or a big, big ice or something like that in their way, so they decide to blow it up. But little did they know, underneath that big boulder or that big rock or whatever the heck you want to call it, there was the city of Atlantis. And it crumbled onto them, and eventually the king asked Princess Zen, his daughter, to go explore to figure out what's going on. So she went to go check it out by herself without anybody else. She gets captured at some point and then is held as a prisoner at that moment. Sorry. Eventually, her and Mackenzie, or Leonard Mackenzie, start falling in love for each other, start feeling for each other, and then eventually they conceive a child. She goes back to Atlantis with this child, and then the child is born, and thus Namor is born, and that is literally the brief origin story of Namor. Alright, now I decided I'm going to add on to the powers, abilities, and feats, even though I'm pretty sure I've done it before. I figure why not update my current list. Okay, so let's start off with the fact that he's a skilled engineer, multilingual, expert tactician, diplomatic immunity, expert combatant, flight, aquatic telepathy, underwater breathing, extended longevity, radiation absorption, aquatic healing, superhuman durability, superhuman reflexes, superhuman agility, superhuman stamina, superhuman speed, superhuman strength, amphibious physiological adaptation. Let's see. He has augmented vision. Namor's enhanced vision enables him to penetrate the ocean's depth and see through murky waters. And this is according to www.superherodb.com. He's bulletproof. And of course, source of weapons, he has a sacred trident of Neptune, the weapon of Neptune, and the symbol of the Atlantean royalty. Horn of Proteus, hopefully I'm saying that right, an Atlantean artifact that summons and controls underwater behemoths such as Giganto. And this is according to the source comicvine.gamespot.com. And here are his feats. He stopped a torpedo, ripped a shark inside out, dodged lasers from Dr. Doom's bots. Okay, that's pretty good. Had a mountain crumble on him and still got up. Took a block from Thor, punches Icarus from the internals hard enough to make him bleed, slugged it out with Thanos, defeated Venom, and matched blows with Hercules himself. Alright, so let's talk about the end game for Namor. Well, let's start off with some of the few facts. Namor has lived a very, very long time, so there is a reason to think that Namor had invented a device to go and against enemies from the ocean, which means he probably used something to counter ocean enemies, which means that if Mera comes at him, he probably has some kind of technology preparation for that type of situation. Another thing is, Namor is not only very strong in the ocean, he's also very strong on land. That's right. He doesn't only need the ocean to be able to fight. It turns out in the new comics he's a little more stronger without the water. So without the water, he could throw it down with Mera for a very, very long time. He's got massive strength, he's got speed, and he can fly, for crying out loud. Mera can do certain things here and there, but Namor being able to fight on land a little bit longer than Mera says a lot, meaning that he will be able to overpower her at some point, considering he has much more of an advantage in strength in land compared to her when she needs the ocean for help and assistance in order to gain her strength. Yeah, probably my last point, because I mean, a lot of things I want to say that Namor could do, there really isn't much I can say. They're both equally in the same level. I mean, obviously Namor has been around a lot longer. He's the king of Atlantis. He can evenly fight people like Hulk in the ocean, or even Aquaman possibly. But there hasn't been a lot of impressive, like, over-the-top universal cosmic level feats or beaten the cosmic level characters to prove that he is amongst being able to overpower Mera. But there is being able to telepathy, to be able to talk and communicate with the animals, now sea creatures. Now that comes in handy because obviously Mera, she's able to control water, which is pretty cool, but Namor can control sea life creatures, meaning that he could probably ask for backup to come through giant whales or anything. That several whales in the entire ocean to come and help him out during a jam, compared to Mera, who is out of her element, only being able to use her water ability to be able to throw down with him. But imagine having to fight off Namor, who's incredibly strong and powerful in the ocean, and an entire ocean of creatures coming at you. I don't think Mera's going to be able to handle all that. Eventually it's going to be too overwhelming. Namor is going to see the opening, take advantage of that, maybe use his trident to end her, and finish this fight and claim victory and become the king of Atlantis. And as always, No Press fam, it's not up to me, it's up to you guys. So, if you guys liked my argument, you know what you can do? You can either hashtag Mera, or if you guys like the other argument, you guys can hashtag Namor. And as always, No Press fam, we really appreciate you guys. Catch you guys later. Peace.